Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's Dan here from sportscardsuk, and finally we have our cards back from PSA. I don't know if you've potentially watched this video here, but it was over 2 years ago now. We sent cards with graded gem off to PSA, but let's jump straight into the video and let's see how we did with these vintage and pre-modern football cards. Okay, so this is a very exciting day. As you would have seen in the intro, we have been waiting a long time for, gotta be careful about the way this box opens, for this. You can see the PSA logo there. PSA returns. So here are our 22 cards. And we have had some of this order come back. We've had all of the modern stuff come back. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link it up somewhere on screen. So if you want to see the modern cards, oh, it does look like we have had something that hasn't been graded, which is a bit frightening. But yeah, if you haven't seen the modern submissions, definitely go check that out. But this is going to be pre-modern and vintage soccer only. So let's get into card number one. Let's just jump straight into it. We don't need to waste any more time. Maybe we lift them up like this. Now, I'll be honest, I do know some of the grades, not all of them. I know about 5 of the cards' grades. Just trying to think the best way to do this. Maybe it's just to take a... This is literally like one massive... I have to just do it like this. Very carefully. So I do know some of the grades because I did get upcharged on some of these cards. There we go. We can do it from the bottom like that. So I did get upcharged on some of the cards. £40 was the maximum. I got upcharged in total was about 150 quid. Which, you know, when it's supposed to be a 6-month turnaround and it takes 2 years and something like 3 months, it's a shame to get upcharged, but there we go. There's a lot of David Beckham in here, as you would have seen by the intro. I've linked the video. So for card number 1, we have the David Beckham. Now, this is the Chase card, and you can see here it will say in gold Chase on it. This is the David Beckham Upper Deck Collection 1998, number to 5003 Lions. And we got a 6. So pretty gutting on this one. However, you can see there's a bit of issue on the top. I submitted these so long ago, so I'm just trusting PSA that this wasn't damaged in the process, but this does look hella damaged. If I'm honest, if I'm honest with you, PSA 6 is probably right. So I don't think there's a ton of value in this in the PSA 6, to be honest. So I want to probably stay in the collection. Card number 1. Now card number 2 is the same. One of them was in nicer condition than the other. This one looks in slightly better condition by the back. So let's have a look. An 8. Now an 8 is much better. An 8 isn't too bad. You do always see edge wear issue up at the top here. So these two, I believe, one I bought, one I pulled, and I think this is the one that I actually pulled myself. I have a sealed box actually behind me still. 2 sealed boxes, I think, actually. But yeah, there we are. Pretty nice. Next up, we have, now this is one of the ones that I got upcharged on. This is a pretty big card. This is a 1997, so it predates the, actually they've put 97, when this is the Upper Deck 1998, which is quite interesting. I've seen 98 labelled here, I didn't spot that. But this is 1997 as well. PSA can't make up their mind with some Beckham cards, which I'll come on to in a second. So this is the Premier Gold, and this features his Wimbledon celebration, which you'll see. And it did get a PSA 9, which is pretty good for this card. I have to check the value, but this to get one of these in a PSA 9 is pretty tough. PSA 10s do go for a good chunk, but yeah, PSA 9 on this is decent. We've done well here. That's a beauty. Yeah, scored his Wimbledon goals, the halfway line. Absolutely just leathered it, chipped it over the keeper. Bang, what a goal. Now, next up, this is the big one for me. This is the Sky Sports sticker. Unfortunately, this didn't get a 10. However, it did get upcharged 40 quid on this, which was ridiculous. I shouldn't have been upcharged 40 quid on this. There's no way. But it did get a PSA 8. So it is a beauty. It's going to be hard to let go. I know a few people do have them that haven't sold them. But yeah, there are a couple that have been graded PSA 10. So this was a bit of a shame to get a PSA 8. But I'll have a look it over. It looked pretty minty to me, but you know, it is near mint, I suppose. It's near mint to mint, isn't it, in a PSA 8? But yeah, not a sticker that you see every day, to be honest, this one. But it is a 1995. Normally they label it 1995, but they have given me a 1996 label here. And then this, they normally label 1997, and they've put 96 to 97. So PSA are definitely changing their labels on the Beckhams, which is pretty weird. I don't know why they would do that and not just stick to what they've normally done, but, you know. Now, next up, I have a ton of these. One I got upcharged on, the rest were okay, but these are Premier League 1996. I think this is the one that got upcharged because on the back here, it looks minty. So let's see what this got. Okay, PSA 5. That looks... You know what? That looks in really good condition. I'll be honest, for a PSA 5, that doesn't look in bad condition at all, does it, really? If you think about this card, it's from 1995. But you know what? That's what happens when you send to PSA. They're super harsh on grading stickers, so maybe they should have gone off to SGC. But this was my first ever grading order, or second, rather. I submitted basketball. But I wasn't thinking about submitting to SGC then. So we got a 5. A 1. I mean, there's a corner issue there, but a 1 might be quite harsh for that. I've seen battered cards have 2s. A 4. Another 4. As I say, I did have loads of these. There we go. There's the 9. The centering. They seem to be focused on the centering here, because I will say the centering on this is actually slightly better than the others. There's the 9. Another 4. Some of these obviously will be for sale, so someone's going to get a cheap Beckham sticker. A 2. I mean, that one is battered. I'll get, and the centering is terrible on that. I'll give them that. So that's all the Beckham stickers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I remember there being 7 actually. There we go. And bear in mind, I was picking these up in 2019 for about £2 to £5 each. So I'm not going to make a huge loss on those. Even the 1, I might even make a profit on. Who knows? Now, next up, we got the 1998. I did get upcharged on this, but only £14. Not too bad, but it's a nice card. And it did get a PSA 8, which I think was a bit mental to get upcharged. This is... They've labelled it 90... They've labelled it 97. So they've labelled this 1996 to 97, and then they've labelled this 97, where I've seen this labelled 98, and then this labelled 97. So that's quite interesting. Mitch from LDN Cards, if you're watching this video, kindly confirm if I'm going mad or if that is right, because I know he's a fellow Beckham collector. We were submitting a lot of the same cards around the same time. Now, next up, I actually don't remember sending this off at all, and I have no idea what this card is, but it looks like it's a Kaká 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa. Really don't remember sending this off. I can't even remember what this card looks like, unless it's the Premier. And it got a 9. It must be my card, but I don't think I've ever seen this card in my life. But I obviously have picked it up and submitted it, but this is how long the order's taken. I honestly really don't remember submitting this, but it got a mint 9, and I actually really like these Premier Gold cards, so I'm actually quite happy to add that to the collection, even though I genuinely have no recollection of ever seeing this card ever, and it didn't feature in the video. But one thing that I will say is, after posting the video, I did actually end up just chucking a few more bits in. So there will be a few cards that you haven't seen. The majority of cards featured on that video, but this would be one of the ones that you didn't see. So there we go. There's a Kaká. That's a pretty nice one. I'm really happy with that. Especially, it's almost like I've just gained a card that I never thought I had for free, but there you go. Now we've got a France 98. This is either going to be a Zidane or it's going to be a Thierry Henry, but we'll see. I can't remember whose number's which. A Zidane. There you go, in a PSA 8. That's not too bad. Pretty good grade for a France 98 sticker, considering I was getting ones on 1996. But that was pretty minty, I will say. That was I felt like that one had a shot at a 10, but you know, stickers and PSA. Next up, FIFA World Cup Korea Japan 2002. There's only really one very nice card that you want to collect from. Well, there's a few, but there's only one that I can think of that is going to have some decent value as the first tournament sticker, and it is Zlatan himself, and he got a 6. So not necessarily a great grade. It was in pretty good condition. Unfortunately, there's loads of like water mark type things, which is kind of what you get sometimes with stickers and PSA. It does kind of look like there's literally a puddle of water stuck between the slab and the sticker, which is a shame, but it happens sometimes. So PSA 6 on the Zlatan. We've got the embossed Futera fan selection David Beckham. This was 97 as well. See what we got on this. Ooh, we got the 10 on that. Gem Mint 10. That's not bad going. It's not a card with a ton of value, but to get a 10, it's our first 10. That is pretty good. That's a really, really nice card as well. And shout out to Sully as well, Dan at Sully Sports Cards. Met him at the show, and he had one of these raw as well. And he said that I sold it to him on VOT. So I opened up a box. I'm pretty sure I opened up a box on YouTube, and then I also gave a box away. I think it went to RNG Liam, is his Insta. So I gave that away in my Mail Monday 100th Mail Monday video. I gave away a box of these cards, the Futera fan selection 1997. Next up, we have another France 98. So this must mean this is the Thierry Henry. This one looks centered better, to be fair, than the Zidane on the back at least. I can't remember what it was like on the front. Let's have a look. A 7. Okay, yeah, on the front the centering's off, but it is a nice one. It's Thierry Henry's first tournament. Zidane's as well, actually, to be fair. Though you'd think Zidane is older. Same first tournaments. There we go. International tournaments, of course. You got the Mike Tyson Question of Sport. This one did get upcharged. I can't remember what the grade was, but it did get upcharged. Slightly wonky in the slab, which is a shame, but you know, PSA aren't perfect. We got a 9 on that. To be honest, it looks horrible in the slab. And it does move around as well, which is a shame, but there you go. Mike Tyson, rookie, well, I think he might, I'm pretty sure they call it the rookie, but he might have an earlier sticker. But anyway, it's a 1987 Question of Sport board game card in a mint 9. It's not bad going. I didn't get upcharged on this, which is a shame, because I managed to pull this myself and it was in really good condition. And I was hoping for a 10, but we'll see. This is the 1998 card edition, and this is the Ronaldo. So it's not his first tournament because he was in the 96 tournament, but it's potentially his first World Cup. No, it's not. I'll have to double check that. I can't think off the top of my head. My brain's mush after work today, but yeah, this is a really, really nice one. So pulled this myself. Oh, we got a 9. Okay, so a 9 is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I did think it had gem mint material. I mean, there's barely. Oh, do you know what? There's a tiny. You can barely see it, but there's a. Like you can see just a tiny bit of white, but the corner doesn't even look too dinged. But that is a really nice card, to be fair. If anyone likes a bit of pre-modern, that is a bit of a banger. Is the Ronaldo in that Brazil kit as well? It was definitely one that I remember growing up. So 2 cards left, and then one that went ungraded, and I think I know the one that went ungraded, unfortunately. This is the Germany 2006. I think I'm missing a card, actually. This is the Germany 2006. We've got a Messi and we have a Ronaldo. Let's see what we get. Messi got the PSA 6. Bit of a bummer on that one. We are definitely missing a couple of cards, which is quite interesting. Germany 2006. Ronaldo got a 7. And then, unfortunately, how annoying is this? One of my favourite cards didn't get graded, and it is the Mexico 86. I hope it wasn't fake. Mexico 86. I did buy it from eBay. Maradona. And it's probably going to say miscut. How annoying is that? Miscut. Maybe I'll just try and resubmit that. Let me know down in the comments what you think you should do, but I think I'm going to probably just try and resubmit that in another order. So, the cards that I am missing, highlights would probably be, I'd say probably like the Beckham 9s that we got. This David Beckham Premier Gold 9 is probably one of my favourites, and maybe the R9 as well. Sky Sports sticker is a nice one. But there we are. I'll sign off for the end of the video. Now, upon further inspection, I was absolutely right. I'd never seen this card before, and that's because I never submitted it. So, I didn't notice this when opening the video, but you'll see here it does say 1998 Upper Deck David Beckham. We'll see if we can get this to focus. I think it's going to be backwards anyway. But it's going to say, it says 1998 Merlin's David Beckham Premier Gold, and obviously the card that's in it is a Kaká from 12 years later. This is a 2010 South Africa World Cup card. Now, it is a nice card. It's the premium stock or whatever they call it. I do enjoy the card, but it's not what I submitted. And I do remember the card that I did submit, which I'll put a picture of it up here on screen. And if that card did grade a 9, then that would be worth considerably more than this Kaká, I imagine. So shout out to Grady Gem. I did message Connor. He messaged me the same night. And he's looking into it straight away. He already messaged someone the same night, so I actually couldn't fault the customer service on that one. To be fair, he got back to me straight away. And in relation to the cards that we are missing, the reason we're missing them is because they are they're basically classed as vintage. So the ones that we are missing are the Bobby Moore from 1966 and also the Bobby Charlton, which is 58, I believe. So the reason that we are missing those is they probably went off to PSA in a separate category. And in the same way that I got my pre-2017 basketball at a later stage than the modern basketball, I imagine the same will happen here. So I've got modern football, which came first. This is pre-modern, and then vintage will come in a third submission. So I am still yet to have one final sub back from Grady Gem, but it will probably only be a handful of cards, I imagine, maybe 3 or 4. But there we go. Hopefully that does clear that up. So there we are. If you have enjoyed this video, obviously please do drop a big like on the video. It does really, really help out. Finally, a 2-year turnaround is pretty mad for any service. I don't know what service normally takes 2 years for you to get what you ordered back from a company. I mean, it's typical PSA. We'll continue to use them, but yeah, it was a complete mess in sort of 2019, 2020. But we're here now. We've got some cards to sell. If you are interested in purchasing any of these cards, I do a lot of selling on Instagram. So if you do see anything on Instagram, or if there's anything here that you're potentially interested in, hit me up and we can have a chat. And maybe some of these will be in my card showcase at card shows, future card shows that I'm coming up to as well. There we are. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a big like on the video. It does really help out the channel. If you'd like to be a member as well, it's $1.99 to be a member of the Sports Cards UK YouTube channel. You get behind the scenes card show content, box breaks, a community tab and all sorts. A lot of cool stuff goes on in the members area. And yeah, otherwise I will see you on the next PSA submission video, which to be fair shouldn't be too long. We submitted some cards in 2022, in July 2022, and then we did another submission in November 2022. So hopefully we should have that in at least the July one in a month or two, and then maybe the November one in a month following that. And of course, we'll be sending some cards off to PSA as well. Some of the members actually, or the members will know what cards I'm sending off to PSA because I did a video over on the members channel. There we are. Thanks very much. And I'll see you on the next Sports Cards UK video. Thanks very much.